self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are conversation con artists.
What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we are Conversation Con Artists, back for another wonderful, fantastic episode. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. MISTER _on point, and on TikTok at Eddie B Talking and Eddie B Eating.
And I can be found on Instagram at red_calamity. If you have a Reddit letter, question, comment that you would like for us to respond to on the show, you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com, or you can send it to the aforementioned social media.
And we have one from Miss Cinnamon. And it's from Quora. Quora is weird because it have like a question and then a whole bunch of people responding. But I can't tell if there's supposed to be somebody who wrote the question elaborating on it, or if it's just that primary question. So I'm just going to ask the primary question, and we could just talk about it from our experience or whatever. It says, mother-in-law taking my husband and I to court for grandparents' rights in New York. We were giving her visits on our own terms because she was overstepping. Now we are petitioned to go to court. Can she really get rights to our children?
The fuck? Is that even a thing?
Oh, yeah. There are states that have grandparents' rights. Alabama is a grandparents' rights state.
That is so fucking stupid.
I mean, what you expect from a state run by 80-year-old goddamn...
Meemaw, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
I mean, look, you want to see your grandchildren, then know your place as the grandparent. You raise your kids. Them your grandkids, not your kids. Your kids gonna raise them as they see fit. That's just what it is. Be the grandparent. When you come in overstepping and trying to tell people what the fuck to do, because you would have behaved the same way when you was raising her if somebody had came and tried to tell you what the fuck to do. So why are you so pressed because she's like, this ain't how we raising our child? Just be the grandparent.
I wonder what the issue is going on of them overstepping. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what they're doing. Because judges take that shit into consideration now. You know what I'm saying? If the grandparents is saying, you know, your daddy ain't shit, never have been, we never liked him, but we love y'all grandkids, you know that, you can't do shit like that. That is overstepping. That's a problem. You ain't getting no grandparents' rights for that. You know, but I just don't know how the court calculates trauma that has been done at the hand of parents, you know, particularly the type of parents that would not listen to you when you say that you overstepping and then try to go to the legal system to do it. So it's like, I mean, I could probably tell what some of the shit they be doing. I just don't know how the court's gonna calculate in the trauma that parents have put on their kids for these situations. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know if that's even possible. Because it's so subjective, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not only that, but you know, our parents be gaslighting. Motherfucking adult be like, you know, we got beat every day for nothing. We couldn't eat fruit snacks, and the parents be like, you could have all the fruit snacks you wanted. We didn't keep fruit snacks from you. Those were love taps. Those weren't beatings. That was just gentle, soft, good parenting, good traditional old school parenting. You understand that, don't you, Judge? Now, it might be a judge who beat the shit out of his kids, but it could also be a judge that got his ass beat when he was little. Like, that's the fucked up problem about the court system, because that shit can get subjective so quick. You know, the judge that I was working with in Shelby County, the way people hated how he dealt with the kids on the drug court system, primarily because, you know, what I found out about his history was that he had a brother that OD'd on drugs. And so he's giving these kids so many chances and not being as tough on them as everybody else believe they need to be, because, you know, he got his own personal trauma from his life. And this nigga's a judge.
Trauma don't got no job.
But how do you get objective? How do you become objective in a job where you have to deal with stuff like that? There's no such thing as objectivity, universal objectivity. shit gonna get subjective at some point. At some point, goddamn. But grandparents do have grandparents' rights in Alabama. So they can take you to court if you ain't letting them see their grandkids. And what not letting you see their grandkids um means is that you could be just denying them the opportunity to see the grandkids. You could be limiting their access to them severely. You could be not letting the children come spend time with the grandparents. It's so many things that you can be doing that the courts will say, okay, no, your grandchildren should be spending this amount of time with the kids.
Because that's my question is like, what is, with parents, of course, parents, need to receive equal. I can see how you could calculate that, but how do you calculate how much time you're supposed to spend with your grandparents? Because we only saw my grandma on Sundays, and that's because we went to church and went back to her house. And then when I was really small, I would go stay the summer when they made my cousin come down so she didn't have to be by herself. But like, we didn't stay with my grandma like that. So like, how do you even calculate that? Who determines how much time a grandparent gets? I can see you doing that with parents, but grandparents, the fuck?
No idea.
Stay in your fucking lane and maybe you can see your grandkid. Again, grandparents. You got to know what your role is. You're the grandparent. You're not the parent. You don't get to determine how that child is raised, even if you don't like how your child that you raised is raising them. And maybe they raising them that way because they didn't like the way you fucking raised them. So I just, it's so fucking stupid. I wish my mama would take
know
me
your
to work.
role and shut your mouth.
Talking about some grandparents, right? You don't sit your ass down.
Like, you need to be the grandparent you need to be to get these kids in your life. You continue to be the grandparent that you've been or the parent that you've been. You can kiss that shit goodbye and let this shit not work out for you. Let the court say, man, dismiss this shit. Y'all figure that shit out at home. It's dead now. It's dead. You overstepped to an overly inconvenient manner for me, and it's a wrap. But check your states. If you live in a state that have grandparents' rights, read that legislation to see what it means, because the shit is relatively new in Alabama. I mean, within the last 10 years, maybe. But grandparents can take their children to court for grandparents' rights.
Oh, God.
It's stupid shit.
It's very stupid.
But I appreciate that letter, Miss Cinnamon. And if you have any more thoughts on that, just send them to us. Or I don't know how Quora works, so if you find the original post with the with elaborations on it, then you might want to screenshot that next time, because all I'm seeing is answers to that question, and it's like people don't be asking long questions or elaborating like they be doing on Reddit on Quora. I guess it's a different medium. You
All right.
Yeah.
Huh?
What you got?
So this week is gonna be girlfriends, and next week will be boyfriends. I am gonna again try to stick with the themes. So all of these are Am I the Assholes about girlfriends?
Okay.
And I saved these a couple of weeks ago, so I don't even remember what I saved. Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to stop wearing random religious symbols? Why you care?
What?
She wearing random religious symbols and it bothers him.
All right. Let's see what's wrong with this nigga.
You want to do that one?
Oh, you got more. Go.
I have a ton, yeah. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her car accident was her fault and that her driving could be better? Why would you tell somebody that after you have
you're a dick.
Am I the asshole for not giving my girlfriend money for nothing? And I would love to know what he's calling nothing.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for lending my girlfriend a dress that used to belong to my deceased former girlfriend without telling her that's where I got it?
It's a wonder why some of these motherfuckers in relationships.
It's not even a girlfriend part. You gave me a dead bitch's dress. Like, that shit is weird, bro. Like, I'd probably be more upset about the fact that you gave me this dead bitch dress. Like, more so
It's just a dress.
I don't care. It's fucking weird. Like, shit's weird.
I mean, is it weird
Why
because
you
she
even
wore
have
the
it?
dress?
And what are you trying to do? Like, is this like you trying to envision her when I'm in the fucking dress because you miss? Like, it's shit is weird. Why would you want to do that? Like, I see you keeping it for like nostalgic purposes, I guess, or like for remembrance for you, but like wanting me to wear it is wild. I'm not doing that.
Okay, keep it moving.
Fuck out of here. Am I the girl? Am I the girlfriend? Am I the asshole for saying? Am I the asshole my girlfriend says? I'm constantly criticizing her, but I think she's adding malicious intent to my simple questions. I already feel like he's gonna be the asshole.
Of course.
Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to not wear Indian clothes to work? The fuck are Indian clothes?
I don't know.
You mean the shit from her culture? Like,
yeah, that one probably too racist.
am I
unintentional racist?
Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her food? For not telling my girlfriend her food had shrimp in it? She better not fucking be allergic to shrimp. Why would you not tell her? If you know, even if she's not allergic, if somebody don't like a food, why would you try to sneak it in? That's just a dick move. Like, she don't eat it. You eat it. But you can't make her eat it by sneaking it into things and being like, see, shrimp's not so bad. The fuck? My dad did this shit. My dad gave me some meat and told me it was chicken. And then later told me it was a squirrel. Now, mind you, this was during my Bambi phase as a child. So woodland creatures were my friends in my head. And so finding out that I ate a goddamn squirrel Trump was traumatic as fuck. I cried. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you think that that was funny? Why would you give somebody something and so then I ain't trust that nigga no more. I've not eaten anything that my father has cooked since that day. Seriously, never. Cause I don't know what the fuck it is with your lying ass. This shit is not cool. Don't do that.
He did it to himself.
If somebody don't like some shit, they don't like it. The fuck. This one I chose a not safe for work one. But the title don't give me why it's not safe for work. So I
clearly want to do that one. But the first one I want to do is the one about borrowing money for nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna give you the title of the not safe for work one. Am I the asshole for accidentally ruining my girlfriend's career? But I don't know what he did. It just has a not safe for work tag.
Oh, the only way he could do that is
dick pics?
No, I feel like some picture that he got of her somehow got released or some inappropriate picture he got end up being in public domain somehow.
We'll find out. I'll do that in a second, but you want to do the money for nothing. Okay. Am I the asshole for not giving my girlfriend money for nothing? This whole story has been a drawn-out event, and it needs some context. So I, a 31-year-old male, have been working in the business sector for a little over 7 years. It's been paying very well as my field, MIS/logistics, has been growing steadily for a while now. I've been very particular about my finances ever since I was a teenager. I've always made sure to save and invest intelligently. A little over a year ago, I met my girlfriend. We'll call her Sarah. Now, Sarah, a 29-year-old female, is an incredible person. She's been supportive and kind and loving throughout our entire relationship, and I've tried my hardest to return that same energy. But she had a really large issue come up in her field last month. She works in physical therapy, and her company laid her off last month. She hasn't been smart with her money at all. I've tried to tell her to invest, but she still only put away about 10% of her income. And she made a big investment in herself last year moving into the city, so her financial situation isn't great. She only has a couple thousand saved up, and she had to move out of her apartment when she got laid off due to its ridiculous rent, $1,500 a month. That don't sound ridiculous. $1,500? I mean, that's a lot for rent in an apartment, but in the city somewhere, that actually sounds cheap. She asked me if she could move in for a bit to get back on her feet, and I begrudgingly obliged. My apartment isn't massive, and it's way more expensive getting food for two every night. Now it's been over 2 weeks, and she still doesn't have a job. She's had a couple of interviews, but they've fallen through. I asked her about when she thinks she'll get another job, and she says it'll probably take a bit. I feel like she's taking advantage of me. To top it off, she asked yesterday if she could borrow $100 to pay off her credit card bills from earlier in the month. I told her that I'm done giving her money for free and that she needs to get a job soon because it's costing me so much keeping her in and feeding her. She started crying and said that she couldn't believe how I was acting after how long we've been together. My friends think I'm being too harsh on her. Am I the asshole? Sir, he did 2 edits. So, well, I'll do the edits in a minute. But, sir, first of all, 2 weeks to find another job as a physical therapist is you're being unreasonable. And she's not looking for a job. You said acknowledge that she went on interviews and she just wasn't the chosen candidate. What the fuck else do you want her to do? The fact that you said begrudgingly let her move, you should have just told her no. You should have just told her no. When she said she wanted to move in, you should have said, I am not ready to live with somebody and the responsibilities that comes with. And I think that you moving in with me will hurt our relationship because of how anal retentive I am. You didn't even want her there. And now you're trying to shove her out the door as fast as possible because you didn't want her there in the first place. You should have just told her no. And said it with your chest.
He treating her like a goddamn stern parent. Like, bro, it's not your responsibility or your obligation to take care of another human being, even if you're in a relationship with him. But I feel like her situation, I feel like your ass, this situation should be exclusionary criteria for her.
Yeah.
She should break up with your ass off of this shit.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna be a dick, you might well just lean into the shit. Just lean into it. Be a dick early. Say no, I ain't giving you no money. No, you can't stay here, or you gotta fucking leave. Yeah, like Red said, because this is fucking up our relationship.
Yep.
But like, why are you in this relationship? What it sounds like is his own financial trauma or poverty trauma, whatever you want to name it, is how his life operates. Like, just let's get this out the way, y'all. Anybody who is listening, or if you have a partner, or you run into people who are penny pinchers to the extreme, they got some childhood financial trauma. They went through some fucking poverty ass shit. They wanted shit and could never have it. Something created an internal need for them to harbor money and save, and to even transfer that out to why other people should save. That's trauma. That it's one of those traumas though that make it seem like you're doing well with the trauma, because not spending money means that in a capitalist society, your bank account look good and your investment look good, so it's like, oh yeah, I got $175,000 in the bank, and my investments are totaling up to $500,000. In a capitalist society, people gonna say that look good, but you're not spending money to take care of yourself. You're not spending money to eat any healthier than you were eating. When you need some medication that costs more than you think it's gonna cost, you're gonna try to find some fucking herbal alternatives. It's like that financial trauma, while it looks good in a capitalist society where the more money you have, the more value you have, you're still going to have, little side effects of that trauma that are going to create problems. Hence, if he's really in a loving relationship, if he loved everything about his lady before she had lost her job, if he loved everything about her, everything except the fact that she didn't save enough, but that it's cool because she got a job and maybe she'll save later. The fact that he cheap as fuck is fucking up his relationship. Like, it ain't even about the situation. It's about he's not willing to spend money. He don't like how she spend money. And a part of it might even be that she need to pay because she had been saving like I've been telling her to save. And if she was just doing what I was telling her to do with her money, then it'll be better. That's fucking trauma.
The thing you have to understand is that if you decide to be in a relationship with somebody, everybody's life goes through they ebbs and flows, ups and downs. So like, being in a relationship means that you're gonna be with that person when they in a down, and all of us get into downs. Like, that's just how life works. So if you're not prepared to be with somebody through their downs, and I'm not even talking about like for better or worse and like marriage vows. Before you even get married, when you're in a committed relationship with somebody, you're saying, I'm here for you. And life sucks sometimes. It just fucking does. Sometimes shit will be going great, and then all of a sudden everything just get fucked up, and then you figure that shit out, and you get back to a good place, and you going along good for a while, and then shit get fucked up again, because that's how life works. If you're not prepared to be with people when they go through them downs, then you don't need to be in a fucking relationship, because inevitably, no matter who it is that you're fucking with, they are going to experience a down. And if you gonna act like this motherfucker, you just don't even need to bother. If you only want to be around and with people when they doing good, you don't need to be with nobody. Because nobody does good all the time. That's just not how that shit works. That's just not how this shit works. Because this could have easily had been him. He's saving and stuff, so he would have had more savings, but he could lose a job. That shit can happen.
But this ain't gonna be him, because he probably done, his trauma got him saving so much money that, like, I mean, he'll spend it if he have to.
Yeah.
Like, if he lost a job, he probably got enough money saved up. Like, okay, so if she got a couple of thousand saved up, and this is sorely disappointing to him, there's no way he don't got 10 times that.
Yeah.
If $2,000 is that disappointing, he got to have, I would guess 20K at least. That's my guess. I mean, he ain't bitching at her about having $2,000 and he got 3,500. No, he got to surpass that significantly, from my perspective. Like, he got to surpass that shit. No, I don't think he'd be in this situation. And he might even have a job where it's like he got job security. He might not even be nothing special. He might be a motherfucking... Wait, what did he say he was?
Logistics. He been in the business sector for 7 years in logistics. That's
logistics. Oh yeah, his job ain't going nowhere. He got job security like a motherfucker. He can leave that job and go find somewhere next week. Goddamn. Logistics, motherfucking travel and transfer and shit. Yeah, that shit ain't going nowhere. So he got job security, and he probably chose a fucking job. Again, sometimes your trauma make decisions for you. But when he was choosing the job field, he there's no way he would have chosen no liberal art shit. You know what I'm saying? He had to go into business. He had to figure out where the money is. He had to figure out, how can I make sure that I don't have the fucking adulthood that is a reflection of my childhood. So I'm just saying, anytime y'all meet somebody that's super cheap, you have a conversation with them about how their childhood went. It went something like that. Their family was fucking broke. Or maybe the family wasn't broke, but the parents didn't get them shit that they wanted to have. You know, or you grew up in foster care. You know, them motherfuckers be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
But I would posit that it's trauma that this motherfucker is experiencing, and the trauma has caused him to look at his girlfriend like a fucking broke peasant, and now he treating her like a damn broke peasant, and she need to leave his ass, or he need to leave her. Like, okay, leave her then. Don't have her in a relationship with you. Like, I wouldn't be able to be in a relationship with somebody and just watch them suffer, knowing that I could do something about it.
Yeah.
Watch them struggling, and it, like, what you gonna do? You really not gonna give her food now? You know, or are you just gonna hold it over her head? Like, I mean, I know that I can afford to buy you some food, but you should have been saving. You should have been saving. You know, that's not on. Like, cause if I had to hit a mouthful of that shit every goddamn day when you would buy me food, yeah, no, I'm out.
Let me read his edits. Edit number 1. I know $100 isn't that much money, but it's the principle of asking me to pay off her own payments that irks me. She made those purchases. She should be responsible for them. Edit number 2. Me and her talked again, and she couldn't believe how I treated her. I tried again to explain myself, but she just stormed off and said that we're done. Good for her. I don't get how she could do this to me after everything we've been through. You don't get how she could do this to you after everything y'all have been through. But you could do this to her with the same set of circumstances. Bitch, go kick rocks. You sound fucking crazy. How could she do this to me? I can't believe she'd walk out the door. Bitch, you sound crazy as shit, sir. You can't believe it? I'm sure she couldn't believe it. I'm sure she can't believe that after y'all been together for a year, you treated her like a redheaded fucking stepchild and made her feel worse than she already felt, because I can imagine being unemployed would make you feel pretty fucking bad. And now when she walk away and say, well, fuck you. Now, oh my God, she left me. Can you believe it? After all we've been through, she just walks out.
Did it to yourself, bitch.
Like, you sound crazy. Oh, you did not need to be in a relationship. You didn't need to be in a relationship. You didn't. She helped you and helped herself. I hope she finds somebody that's willing to be there during those down times. You ain't that motherfucker. You need to just find somebody else like you so that y'all can both, be penny pictures together and you don't have to go through this. You don't need to date no regular person. Because again, I don't care who you date. Life has its ups and downs. It may not be a financial down. It might be a health down. It might be fucking losing people in your life randomly down. It could be anything. Life does that. And so you're saying, I'm going to be there with this person through all of those things. Even if you're not married, that person's life continues to go on and they're going to have shit that happens. You don't get to just be there for when shit is good. The fuck? Not how that shit works, bro. So good for her for leaving your bitch ass. And you need to really take a step back, because the fact that you talking about, I can't believe she left me, bitch. Believe it. It happened, and it should have. And y'all,
You need to go to
do
therapy.
now is go around and badmouth her and make it seem like she was so ungrateful. I did all that for her, and she just walks out.
You need
He's
to
not
go
gonna
to
learn
therapy.
it from me. He does, but he won't, because
Yeah.
it's not him, it's her. It's not him, it's her.
Bitch.
Okay, let's do the not safe for work.
All right.
Am I the asshole for accidentally ruining my girlfriend's career? Hi, everyone. I'm in a tough spot right now, and I'm not sure if I'm the asshole or not. My girlfriend, 27-year-old female, he gonna call her Sarah, too. Why white men? That's a very popular name to just choose, huh? Today, Sarah.
Hall and Oates.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sarah, smile.
Yeah. My girlfriend, 27, let's call her Sarah, and I, a 26-year-old male, have been together for 3 years. She's always been passionate about her job as a teacher. Oh God, she's a teacher. Just the possibilities. And has worked really hard to build up her career. However, a few weeks ago, I accidentally stumbled upon some pictures of Sarah on Instagram that I had never seen before. They were pictures of her in some very revealing clothing, and some of them were even nude. On Instagram? I was shocked and confronted her about it, and she told me that she used to be a lingerie model before becoming a teacher. She said she stopped doing it because she didn't want it to affect her career, and she thought I knew about it already. I didn't know how to react at first, but eventually I told a few of my friends about it. One of my friends is a gossip and ended up telling someone who works at the school where Sarah teaches. Long story short, the photo somehow got into the hands of the school board, and Sarah was fired for unprofessional behavior. Sarah is devastated and blames me for ruining her career. She says that I should have kept my mouth shut and that I betrayed her trust. I feel terrible about what happened, but I didn't know that it would lead to this. Am I the asshole for accidentally ruining my girlfriend's career? You knew your friend was a goddamn gossip. You can't hold water. We all got those friends. You know what to tell them and what not to. Why would you? Not only did you tell them, you helped them find the fucking pictures. And then they decided to go and tell the people at the school. Jesus Christ.
You know what? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to see some pictures from a former career of your girlfriend that you know is passionate about her current job, who no longer does that? Who the fuck are you to be disappointed? Who the fuck are you to confront her about that shit? This is the problem. This goes into patriarchy, right? Because he ain't looking at his woman in this situation as a fucking human. He can say all of this shit. Well, she's passionate about this and shit. It's like your humanity is on trial, or on a trial period. Because as soon as some shit like a semi-nude or lingerie photos pop up, she switch over to property real goddamn fast. She switch over to how dare you showing motherfuckers my shit? How dare people see what I get to see? Because what other reason are you confronting her about this? What's the confrontation? Oh, that's your past? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? If I went down the Instagram of my partner and saw them motherfucking doing magic tricks and pulling motherfucking rabbits out the hat, and that was 10 years ago, I wouldn't ask them to fucking do a magic trick today. They don't do that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you measuring this person by their past? And why are you so bothered about it that you got to go and vent to your friends about the shit? It is your fucking fault, and you are the asshole. Why are you even putting that in doubt? Like, at least he ain't saying, well, she shouldn't have done the photos if she didn't want some in the future to put. She did everything she needed to do to protect herself from this shit. I guess except delete them fucking photos. But clearly she got the fucking teaching job.
Yep. So these are not even photos that are easy to find, because a lot of these places they will look for your social media, which is why none of my shit is in my name. But they will look for your social media. So she obviously had done a good enough job of hiding it. The reason they found it is because one of your motherfucking friends that you told went and snitched specifically and gave them like what sounds like a direct fucking link to the goddamn pictures. Like it's just, I can't even trust you, motherfucker. Like, you went and just started telling everybody that would listen about this shit and got me fired from my job. Like,
what you mean you can't? What you mean when you say I can't even trust you?
She can't trust him.
What you mean anymore?
Yeah.
Well, trust should not even be calculated into the future. This nigga should hope that he don't get goddamn hands put on him by all the motherfucking people in my life from this moment forward. Not to mention, like, I really hope she got some motherfuckers to call. I need you to come beat this motherfucker up. I need you to come whoop his ass. He done made my life hell. I'm gonna make it until I get me a new teaching job. I want y'all to terrorize this nigga. Terrorize his ass. Go to his job. Go spray paint this motherfucker car. I wasn't doing none of that.
Everybody's saying this is a relationship in the comments. Nobody said that he's not the asshole. Some people feel like he did it on purpose because he's insecure about it.
Listen, if anybody I'm ever in a relationship with ever walk up to me and confront me about some shit I did in my past, that shit over. That's just a wrap. Like, confront. If you want to ask me, oh shit, I ain't seen these pictures, girl. What these? What's this? Oh, I used to be a lingerie model. Oh shit, you got some your portfolio? Where that portfolio at? Like, I want to see that shit. You my lady now. Like, I want to see you in some different lingerie. Maybe I'll buy you some lingerie in the future. I just, didn't know that was a part of you or whatever, And that's the thing, if somebody want to inquire, hey, you used to be a magician, you know what I'm saying? Damn, how did you get into magic and shit? What got you out of magic? And I answer questions about the shit. But if you come to me and be like, you used to be a magician? You used to model lingerie? Oh, I can't believe it. What the fuck? Who the fuck are you to have a problem with something that I did in my past, motherfucker? Didn't you choose me for the person I am right now? But that's why I say, with men and women be going from being goddamn a partner to property real fucking fast when shit like this show up. I mean, what is it to argue about? What is his complaint? He didn't even put no complaint. He just confronted her about it because I seen them semi-nude pictures you got. And what's the argument though? He make no argument. Yeah. I wonder what the argument was. Because it can't be that many arguments outside of, I can't believe people have seen your body when your body supposed to belong to me. I don't know what the other arguments are. I mean, he ain't saying, it wasn't no concern. He wasn't like, oh, this might be dangerous. Somebody might stalk you. Clearly ain't nobody stalked her, so that ain't a threat. Like, what's the problem? The
Nobody
only
knew
problem
she was
is
working.
his own
Everything was
fucking
cool.
insecurities. Only problem can be his own insecurities. That's it. I can't calculate what other problems it can be. She was doing fucking well in life until this nigga came along and pointed out that she had some pictures in the lingerie industry.
Yep.
And it was a professional industry. It was a professional business. But me, ultimately, I have a problem with when schools do shit like that. When they
Yeah.
take somebody's past just because they was just a certain way and cancel them out.
I have a relative that worked for a school in Georgia. She had pictures from her vacation with her in a bikini because she was at the goddamn beach. And they made a big deal about it. She ended up leaving. Like they confronted her about the pictures on her. I don't know if it was Facebook, one of these, because this is a few years back. But yeah, because she had a bikini picture on when she was at the fucking beach.
Probably
What you thought people were at the beach?
some Jabba the Hutt looking ass administrator, goddamn hating because his wife don't look like that, or hating because they don't look like that in a bikini, and mad about it. I
Like
mean,
the respectability politics is fucking stupid. I couldn't be no job with that shit. Like, yeah, you kick fucking rocks. What I do in my free time is my fucking business. I ain't coming into the classroom in a motherfucking bikini or lingerie. So what the fuck? Y'all had to go find this shit. So what is the problem really? I've been doing a good job for the past 3 years and it ain't been no problem because this shit come up. Now you want me to go? No. Nope. And yes, that is a relationship ended because we can't be together after this. You got me fired, bitch. Like, and this is like gonna make it difficult for her to get jobs at other schools. Like, you fucked her career up. That's what you did. All because you got upset about some old pictures that don't have nothing to do with the fuck y'all got going on right now or who she is right now. Like, bro, that
I I know I said what I said, but I'm gonna change it too. I don't believe they should break up. I
what?
don't believe she should leave him. I believe she should stay with him and start her OnlyFans. That's what I believe. I believe she should be like, honey, I care about you. I understand that I, as your property, should not have had these Instagram photos up where people outside of you could see my flesh, and I apologize. And he'll be like, oh, okay, well, take those photos on down. Okay, honey, I'm taking them down. And she should bust it wide open for a government on the goddamn OnlyFans every night while after he go to sleep. And then she need to send it the way he found out. She need to send it to all his friends. The link, not the photos. They got to pay for those, and they will. They'll pay for it. They've been fantasizing about her ass. I mean, she confident. She used to be a lingerie model. She believe in herself. They gonna pay for them. They gonna be at. They might even make some inbox requests. You know. So I think that's what should happen. Pettiness.
Wow, it's just fucked up, man. Like, it's not. Then the fact that you came on the internet and like, could I be the asshole? Am I the asshole? You know you are. You got her fired. What are you talking about? What other response did you? You could not have fully expected that Reddit was going to be like, no, she shouldn't have been taking those pictures. They could have found them on their own. If they were going to find them on their own, they would have found them before they hired her ass. She been working there. Ain't nobody said a goddamn thing. You did this because the pictures existed when she interviewed for the job.
The shit that these dudes be coming on here talking about, and some of the women too, but right now we're talking about dudes. Some of the shit they be coming on here with, the SpongeBob meme. All right, well, I'm gonna head on out. Some of them need to just like, when certain shit happen, they need to just be like, all right, I'm gonna head on out. I appreciate your time and your energy, but it's clear that I fucked your life up, and there's no way that we have a healthy relationship after that. Like, this woman is not finna fuck you for some time. And
If
I'll be
ever again.
goddamned if she put some motherfucking lingerie on for your ass ever. Even if she used to. So you might as well just go ahead and leave, buddy. Shit's over. It's over. You're not going to have a fulfilling relationship with this person. Go find somebody else. Go through their whole Instagram first. Ask them if they had a, lingerie or model history. You might as well ask for her body count while you're here. Clearly these things are important to you. How your woman has been interacted with and with the world and the decisions that she's made. So ask that and, go find you a new Red Pill Manosphere sponsor for your bullshit. But you, sir, are a fucking clown.
Indeed.
A nigga clown.
I'll do boyfriends next week.
Okay.
We'll see what these women talking about.
Yep. They be talking about that crazy shit.
Or what gay men may be talking about. I don't know what kind of boyfriend posts I'll pull. Just depends.
No. Girl, women be talking about that crazy shit. But men be doing that crazy shit. Like women be like, oh, I've never seen this kind of napkin in the house. Are you seeing somebody new? Are you cheating on me with somebody with these fancy napkins in their house? Why was this napkin in your pocket?
I don't listen, man. Because I really don't understand this. Okay, at this point in male-female interactions, I feel like men should know that women, like in their free time, are better than any FBI agent ever. Like she gonna find out, bro. Like. Now, you might be smooth enough to where you can like get her to stay after she find out, but like the chances of you actually being able to keep that shit undercover and her not finding out, like bitches notice the most like nuanced things, like the most minor changes. Like, well, that's odd. Why this? Why that? Like I don't know why in this day and age and where we've made it in male-female relations that y'all don't understand that at this point. Like, women are better private investigators than like the best private investigator that you can find. If it's about they nigga, oh, they're gonna find it. They are going to find it. And now with all of the things that we have at our disposal, all the things that the internet has made available, they gonna find that shit, bro. Like, it's gonna happen. She's gonna know. Now again, your saving grace might be your mouthpiece and you might be able to talk your way out of it, whatever, but like her not finding out about it is not an option. She gonna find out about this shit. She gonna know.
I ain't even talking about people that's cheating. I'm talking about people that have such a slight change in their pattern or a slight, addition to something that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I'm saying that's why they catch niggas cheating, because they notice any little new. I notice I don't say anything about them all the time because it's fucking weird, but I do notice little things.
I'm not talking about women who have this skill. I'm talking about women who have a man who hand cheated, who he might as well have in her head because she found a fucking button that popped off of your britches and you got it on the edge of the desk and she's like, who bitch that button came from? What bitch that button came from? What? You don't wear buttons on your clothes like that. And then you go get the pair of pants that the button popped off and be like, it came from these. And then she like, oh, I love you, kiss you on the cheek, and then walk out like ain't shit just happened. Like you ain't question my whole goddamn loyalty to you off a button. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. The fuck?
We'll see.
I'm gonna tell you what I did. I bought a 3-pack of Blistex.
Okay.
Apparently it's 3 different Blistexes. I thought it was one Blistex with 3 different containers. It's 3 different ones. There was a white one, there was a blue one, and there was a red one. I used the red one, as a moisturizer because there's red chapsticks that don't put color on your lip.
Mm-hmm.
And I wipe it on my lip, and then I read the container, and it says long-lasting color. And I was like, what the hell? Why would Blistex moisturize and have some fucking colorful shit? And so I used my gray wife beater to wipe that shit off, and sure enough, it was some red shit right there. She gonna see my shirt and be like, is that lipstick? and I immediately was like, and she was like, well, first off, I had forgot I had did that shit. So she was like, what's that red stuff on your shirt? And I was like, I don't fucking know. She said, that lipstick. And I was like, the real story that I'm finna tell her of what happened is finna sound like the dumbest, most bullshittiest ass bullshit ever. I mean, I said what I said, which is what I just told you. But imagine it like how that sounded coming out to her. I bought a 3-pack of Blistex like moisturizer for chapped lips, and one of them happened to be lipstick. That shit sounds stupid as fuck. It sounds like a lie.
It sounds like a lie. It does.
And I mean, she may believe me or not, but I was like, I gave it to her. I was like, here you go. Like, here the pack. This is what, like, nigga gotta have evidence for shit. And they be like, oh, just leave. Like, oh, man, you just question my whole foundation in this situation. Come on now. But
Jesus. Yeah,
that's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the women who take a little bit of pieces of evidence stream and make wide spanning assumptions about it. You know, the FBI don't do that. FBI gather all the data that gives them, without the benefit of the doubt, the outcome that they were looking for. That's what they do. The FBI don't be like, there's a piece of glass on this crime scene. Look for broken windows. That's a guilty motherfucker right there. They don't do that. They're gonna find the first broken window and be like, come with me, motherfucker. You going to jail. Hope your affairs are in order. Okay, did I talk about the debt ceiling last time?
Briefly.
I did news.
Yeah. You did.
So let me just say this about capitalism, man. They do not, like, did you know that there is nowhere in America right now that a minimum wage job can pay for living?
Because minimum wage is still fucking $7.25 in 2023.
And the thing is, it used to be, but rent keep going up. But the wage has not gone up. And it's like that every year they get into a fight about the wages, and you get more statistics about how you could pay for, you know, housing on minimum wage, but it's gone away. Because it used to be states where you could.
Minimum wage without considering taxes. I just did a 40-hour work week. You get $290 a week. That's $1,160 a month. Rent costs more than that by itself. Your monthly amount that you get from working at $7.25 for 40 hours full time. For the month, you only made $1,160, and that's before taxes. So you ain't even gonna get that. You might get what, like $700, maybe.
Yeah,
you can't live off of that.
Even if you could afford rent, how you gonna get groceries? How you gonna pay for gas? How you gonna pay for your utilities?
Yep.
And let's say that you are very frugal. You don't have a phone bill, and you don't have internet. You don't have the things that you're gonna need. You do eat
ramen.
Yeah, you eat poor folks shit. Like, I mean, what the fuck? This is a criticism of capitalism. And some audacity for the country to have that do us like that when they operate off of borrowing money from motherfuckers, which again is the debt ceiling. They borrow money from other countries and other entities, and they essentially, that's how we fund everything we got going on in America. Now, the option to pay the debt was out there. They could just pay the debt. One of the motherfucking amendments in the Constitution says we're supposed to keep all our fucking debt paid as America. But motherfuckers don't want to do that for some reason. The Republicans, they don't want to pay the debt. They just want to increase the debt ceiling. And increasing the debt ceiling means we can spend more of our money on the shit we want to spend it on. Same thing for the Democrats. Don't get me wrong, everybody want to use the extra money to spend the shit on that they believe. But when no agreement to increase the debt ceiling comes about, now you got to make cuts. And what happened is they made a shitload of cuts that's finna fuck everybody up. Now, the Republicans still end up losing on this deal. But, like, regardless of what politicians are doing around the fucking numbers, they still make decisions that gonna impact the fucking poor. And some of the things that are going to be cut are child care, low income housing, the national parks. A lot of people who rely on government programs is going to lose out on money, while it's going to increase for military and veterans. There have been some shifts and changes to work requirements. Some social programs that were underfunded have shifted. And we can go into the very specifics of that, but I think one of the primary things to talk about in this situation is that it's going to impact student loan borrowers, right? Biden ran on motherfucking, we gonna cancel your loans. And during the pandemic, it was like, hey, we gonna push your loans back. You know, we ain't gonna worry about collecting that money. But motherfuckers finna have to start back paying student loans. And it's like, okay, it's just hard for me to understand how difficult it is for people to look at the differences between these two parties, right? Democrats want people to be able to afford childcare, to afford housing, to be able to eat. The Republicans want these multi-billion-dollar companies who don't need no money to get the money that's owed to them. I just don't get how people like, that's a fucking big ass gap. Like, I really don't, again, I don't give a fuck about Democrats in the context of what they really can and are willing to achieve or who the representatives are. But I know that in the world that we live in, even in the city that we live in, there is kids out there who are fucking starving.
Yep. Especially now school's out, so they ain't even gonna get the meals that they get at school coming into the summer.
Nope. There are parents that can't afford no fucking rent. There are people who are getting food stamps and welfare because they need it. And that's finna get cut. I don't have to have a fucking political party telling me that shit is fucked up. I don't have to have a government telling me that shit is wrong. And I don't have to have Democrats saying that these are the solutions. I can see the problem myself. And the thing is, the Democrats, whether they genuine or not, are at least saying these are the problems. We need to resolve these problems. Republicans ain't even saying that. Republicans are saying, no, yeah, I mean, they should have fucking done better early in life. You know, these people who did really, really good in life and made it to be these like banks, they are the ones that need the goddamn help. They are helping America. They helping America thrive. Your ass wouldn't have no fucking degree if it wasn't for them. How dare you fucking push back against us wanting them to have they fucking rich people money? I just look, I don't understand how motherfuckers be in the middle of this shit. Like, you know, well, the Democrats be doing this. Ice Cube came back out talking about some, you know, y'all need to drop the Democratic Party. They ain't done nothing for y'all. Like clockwork. That motherfucker came. The last time we seen Ice Cube do any goddamn thing was the last time he came out talking about Trump and that little one-page little plan he came out for how to fucking fix America. Ice Cube came out how black people gonna get something from the Republican Party or whatever that shit was. Here we are, back again at the same interval for when he started doing that shit, coming back to say the same shit again. I just don't understand how fuck the police NWA today was a good day ass nigga can look at the political system and say, okay, Democrats ain't doing enough for y'all, ditch them. And now, listen, because somebody gonna hear me say that and they gonna say, well, Eddie said that the Democrats is doing stuff for black people. No, they ain't doing shit for black people, motherfuckers. No. But when you say, you know, hey, you done ran out of road, you might as well give up the road, and the option is to step off the goddamn cliff. What the fuck? That don't make sense to me. It's like, oh, well, I mean, I got road that is not ideal to go down, but the other option is cliff. And when they be like, look, I ain't telling you to jump off the cliff, but you clearly need to stop going down road. What the fuck? Because that's what that shit sound like to me. That's what that sound like to me. When people criticize the Democratic Party, which is the party that is trying to at least verbally, they are verbally communicating that these things are problems. And on paper, in a country where we understand that the way that we act on things are through paper, they trying to write the shit down on paper so that it have to be fucking followed through on. And the Republicans just don't want it. The reality is for me, if you are, like, I don't even understand how a Democrat can be a Democrat and then become a Republican, or how a Republican be a Republican and become a Democrat. It don't make sense. When people do that, they are more enthralled by the systems that the laws are embedded in than the actual laws themselves. Because I could never go from a Democrat to a Republican. If I shifted from the Democrat Party anywhere towards Republican, I'd probably fucking be a libertarian. How do you go all the way to the extreme? Now, I wouldn't go nowhere near that side. I'd probably go further left. I'll go goddamn European leftists on these hoes. Because left in America is still fucking center, like Republican conservative shit in the scale of the American system. Like, Democrats and Republicans are the same side of the same coin. It's not a big distance between them motherfuckers. They all maintaining this fucking nominal status quo that they've been upholding for some fucking time. But I keep reading this debt ceiling shit as a government that don't give a fuck about people and a system of capitalism that only give a fuck about the rich. And the poor is just going to have to take some sacrifices because none of the rich people have to fucking ever engage with the poor. They never have to have a conversation with the poor at all. What else going on? Chick-fil-A controversy. You know what's going on with Chick-fil-A?
Somebody was talking to me about it this week. I don't remember who though.
Yeah, basically, I don't want to talk about Chick-fil-A specifically so much. What I want to talk about, I guess, is when you're talking about Chick-fil-A, when you're talking about Target, when you're talking about Bud Light, the pushback against woke, that concept, is so preposterous to me. It's so preposterous to me because motherfuckers is essentially saying, hey, Chick-fil-A, you can only be homophobic. Like, you can't be like, motherfuckers. Okay, so basically one of the CEOs of Chick-fil-A came out and said that, hey, we need to shine the shoes of motherfucking black people. I mean, he didn't say black people. He said the less fortunate or something that was neutral. But there was a black man on the panel and he got down and he started motherfucking shining these niggas' shoes. And so all these people came out upset that Chick-fil-A is going woke because they trying to advocate for blackness. That's one part. Another part was Chick-fil-A, one of their pages put out I don't know if it was a trans, it's hard to know, right? When you just see a picture. I don't know if it was a trans woman. I don't know if it was a gay man that's more feminine and has more feminine qualities, like, you know, he had like a weave on, because that don't have to mean that a person is trans. It could just be a gay man that likes hair, that likes weaves and sew-ins. They could be either one. They could be intersex. It's a bunch of options. They could be non-binary. There's a bunch of options. They put that up there on they Chick-fil-A page, and that became a fucking thing where everybody was like, okay, they supporting this person who is just a person who need a job, but because they look like they are in an alternative gender conversation, we got a problem with Chick-fil-A. So motherfucker said we gonna boycott Chick-fil-A. It wasn't about that other person, but it was more so about the race thing. We're gonna boycott Chick-fil-A because this has been a place where we know that, like, praise the Lord. And you know what? I like my chicken homophobic and and racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just have homophobic chicken. Your homophobic chicken gotta be goddamn, I don't see color. I don't see color, and goddamn, I don't fuck with the gays. That's what we know about Chick-fil-A. At least they ain't said nothing racist. But when somebody advocates for, it, you know. But that's one example, Chick-fil-A. Now we can go to Target, because what's been going on in Target is that they got a whole bunch of clothes in Target that represents LGBT community. Okay. That's just what it is. Okay, if you like
it's
it,
gay month. It's gay pride month.
It's gay pride month. It don't really matter. So they got kids' clothes, adults' clothes, and the running narrative is that, okay, well, goddamn, if you put a rainbow on a kid's shirt, that means you want them to be gay. They can have gay parents, motherfucker. Like, it's so many things reasons that kids' clothes can have that on it that ain't grooming no fucking kid, that ain't gonna make no fucking kid gay. And conservatives have gone into Target and started doing shit like, one motherfucker recorded himself getting a whole bunch of LGBT shit and putting them in buggies and just walking the buggies back to the corner of the store. And then it's just a ton of TikTok videos. Now, what Target did, which is the fucking wrong response to this shit, is Target was like, because of the safety of our employees and all these aggressive ass, weird ass conservatives coming in here, we've taken all the LGBT shit and we've moved it to a secluded location where you have to go to find it specifically. What do you think that makes people who were aggressively acting towards these items, and Target responded by saying we're going to limit to where these items are? What do you think people who already been aggressive are going to do?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to, when somebody sees that something works, they gonna amp it up.
100%. These stupid ass people been aggressive by getting rid of all this shit and making videos, not destroying Target property, but like disrupting the workday business. And they responded by saying we gonna minimize and make the section smaller. The motherfuckers have gotten more aggressive about that shit. But the reality is, the struggle that I have with the LGBT community is that it's just a group of people that exist. They just exist. You know what I'm saying? You ask a fucking trans person, do they believe that they're the same as a cis woman? You ask a trans woman, do they believe they're the same as a cis woman? They're going to say no. But any conservative talking about it going to say yes. Ben Shapiro, Matt Crowder, Matt Walsh, all these motherfuckers are just misrepresenting these groups and making people believe that these groups have a different set of thoughts about themselves than they actually do, because what those people want you to believe about those groups is propaganda. Go to Bud Light. Bud Light wasn't finna put the face of that trans person on every goddamn can. They sent them their own specific can for their fucking video that they did. And that was still too much for people who drink Bud Light. And that shit is irritating. But the last piece I'm gonna end on, because this is a long ass rant about fucking politics. And again, if this too much for y'all, let me know, because we just keep doing Reddit letters. Everything I just talked about, Ron DeSantis is gonna go full speed into that shit. Now
I'm so
let's talk
tired
about
of hearing his goddamn name. Florida, please. I'm sick of him.
Listen, let me tell you something that's happening with the DeSantis campaign, okay? DeSantis has changed the pronunciation and spelling of his last name.
It ain't DeSantis no more?
No, it's not DeSantis anymore. It's DeSantis with no capital S in it, with a lowercase s. Do you know why he would do that?
Why?
The reason that he would do that is because when he ran, now nobody knows what it's supposed to be, I guess, at this point, because it's a new controversy. But when he ran for Florida, DeSantis sounds more Latino in origin. And when you capitalize the S to spell it, DeSantis, it looks like a Latino in origin name. Now that he's running for the president, it's DeSantis and it's not spelled with the capital S anymore. The campaign won't even verify how to pronounce his name because they've been asking.
I'm not surprised at this point with
Clearly.
DeSantis. I would call him DeSantis if I was debating with him and say it with my chest every fucking time. DeSantis. I'm gonna change the pronunciation of your goddamn name. Jesus.
It's wild. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
But anyway, last thing I'm gonna end up on is who is running for president. So give me a second. So first off, we got Ron DeSantis. I'm gonna keep calling him what his Latino name is. Goddamn.
Your mama named you DeSantis. I'm gonna call him DeSantis.
South Carolina Senator Tim goddamn Scott. He just a black man that's anti-race, anti-black. I don't want to use no racial terms for black people who y'all know what terms I'm talking about. Black people who traitors to the black culture and be talking against black shit. Your Clarence Thomases, Thomas Sowells. I don't like the names that they use for them, so I'm not gonna use none of those names. But Senator Tim Scott, he just pro-Republican, pro-white America shit, basically. But he black, and I'm sure that's what he's running on for himself. Interesting fact about Tim Scott. Tim Scott ran his early political career on being a virgin when he was in his 20s.
What?
His early campaign was run on him being a virgin. It was about like family values.
Does that have?
I don't know, but he ain't never been married, and he in his fucking 50s now. But he has had sex at this point.
Probably with men.
I don't know. I think the only way you can have open relationships with men and run for any relationship with men and run for president is if you're a nigga like Pete Buttigieg, the way you like straight up tell the world like, I like sex with men as my sexuality. Like, you can't have that shit in secret. Somebody gonna find out. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, don't even know who that is. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Now, y'all might have remembered Nikki Haley on the news. It wasn't that much shit going on with her during the Trump administration, except trying to clean up fucking messes. Everybody in the Trump administration was trying to clean up messes while that shit was going on. Right-wing activist Vivek Ramaswamy, Indian gentleman. Don't know what he gonna add to the conversation. Radio host Larry Elder, just another, black man that don't like black folks shit. He in the camp of Clarence Thomas. Probably loves some Clarence Thomas. Probably loves some Thomas Sowell. Black people complain too much, need to pick themselves up by their bootstraps type dialogue coming from a black man. Soon to announce is gonna be Chris Christie, which I don't know why the fuck he got them coming back up here. And it's speculated that maybe Pence will run. Who knows? I don't know why he would. Trump gonna just roast his ass again on the primaries. And it's 3 Democrats running. I don't care to focus on the Democrats because Joe Biden goddamn probably gonna be the front runner anyway again. So who cares about them niggas? But that said, what's about to happen? So I think Marianne Williamson, Democrats, Joe Biden. So you may ask yourself, why do all these other people run? So, for instance, why would Marianne Williamson be running in a Democratic primary knowing that Biden gonna get the vote? Sometimes it's to bring new political agenda topics into the conversation. Because if they pick up steam and they become something that's popular to the American people, it will become something that the president has to hold themselves to. So let's say that Marianne Williamson's focus is UBI. Let's say she wanted to do a universal basic income. This is not true. That was Andrew Wang's platform. But let's say she wanted the conversation of UBI to jump in. The reason that she would fund the whole campaign knowing that she gonna lose is so that she can come start talking about that. And if the American people pick that up as a desire, Joe Biden then has to talk about it. So ain't no telling what kind of agendas that she want. So it's the same thing with the Republicans. A lot of times these Republicans who are running for president, because Trump and DeSantis are going to be the fucking front runners, clearly. You know, but the reason that a Tim Scott and a Larry Elder and all these other people would be running is sometimes to bring their own pieces of the agenda into the forefront for the front runners to have to talk about it, and or to gain positions in the winner's government. So, first off, fuck politics. Second off, I would rather be informed than uninformed about some stupid shit. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, y'all. This political season is coming up, and y'all might as well get this shit from somebody who's gonna tell you in a subjective, very biased, but informative way. Fuck it. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Anything else on your mind?
Having a pet is expensive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, pets are weird.
$300 for his annual shots.
They don't even understand the concept of money.
Nope. He's sleeping the sleep of somebody that doesn't have a care in the goddamn world.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what the crazy thing is? Kids the same way.
You can use insurance for kids, though. I can't use them. They have insurance for dogs, but all of them suck. So that's the difference. I pay out of pocket for everything for this little nigga.
The same way in that they don't understand the concept of money the same way animals don't understand the concept of money, but parents will still use, what they spend on kids as leverage of why you should goddamn value me. But they can't do it for animals because animals don't understand the concept of money and they don't speak English.
Nope.
So stop doing that to your kids, parents. Just spend money on them because that's your responsibility. They didn't orchestrate you fucking that night for them to be here. You did that shit on your own. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss. But yeah. Well, until we come to the next conversation.
We out.
Holla.